Hi everyone, my name's Miranda. Today we have a low impact full body workout. We're gonna be working out our arms, our core, our legs without a lot of high intensity, so very little jumping if any. All right, let's get started. All right, let's get started. So for today, I would recommend at least 2 sets of weights, something a little bit lighter just because we are going to be going through multiple intervals of the same exercise. So for example, right in front of me, I have a 3-pound set of weights and a 5-pound set of weights, but always feel free to just drop the weights entirely if they're not serving you or if you're starting to feel a little bit of fatigue in those muscles. We're gonna start our warm-up today with a few flows, so let's meet at the top of the mat. We're gonna inhale and reach our arms up nice and high, and then exhale to a forward fold. Inhale, halfway lift. We want our shoulders back and down here, flat back. Crown of the head is gonna reach towards the front of the room. And then on your exhale, we'll plant our hands and meet in a high plank. Now, for your high plank, we wanna make sure that our gaze is right in front of our hands, and you can be on your toes or your knees here. Let's keep our elbows in nice and tight and lower all the way down to our belly. Untuck your toes, shoulders come back and down again, and then on an inhale, let's lift the gaze, baby cobra. Exhale, lower back down. One more time. Inhale, baby cobra. Maybe this time you can lift your hands off the mat here. Exhale, lower back down. Then through tabletop or high plank, we'll meet back in downward facing dog. For our next flow, let's tiptoe back to the top of the mat. Inhale to a halfway lift. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, reach your arms up high. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, plant your hands, again, meeting in high plank. This time we're gonna go into a chaturanga, so shift your weight forward, lower halfway. And then on an inhale, take it to upward facing dog, and then downward facing dog. We're just gonna warm up the body just a little bit more here. So we'll do that 3 more times. Let's meet back at the top of our mat. Inhale to a halfway lift. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, reach your arms up nice and high. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, plant your hands back in high plank. We'll shift that weight forward and you can either lower to your belly or halfway. Inhale to your back bend. Exhale, downward facing dog. 2 more times. Meet back at the top of the mat. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, reach those arms up nice and high. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, plant your hands, and then take your flow, whether it's the chaturanga or going through our other variation. 1 more time. Step float hop to the top of the mat here. Halfway lift, forward fold. Reach those arms up nice and high. Forward fold. Halfway lift. Plant your hands and then take your flow. We're gonna all meet in downward facing dog. From downward facing dog, we're gonna start activating our core just a bit. So on an inhale, pull forward to high plank. Exhale, downward facing dog. Inhale, high plank. Exhale, downward facing dog. Inhale, high plank. Hold here. We're gonna tap our right knee, pick it up, tap the left knee, pick it up, downward facing dog. 1 more time. Inhale, high plank, tap the left knee, pick it up, tap the right knee, pick it up, downward facing dog. From here, let's tiptoe back to the top of the mat. We're gonna stand straight up and start marching it out here just to get our heart rate up a little bit. In 3, 2, 1. So start marching. Try to incorporate your arms here. And we wanna make sure that our knees are rising up nice and high. Nice job, everyone. Keep it up. We have 5 more seconds. 3, 2, 1. Next little bit we're gonna do, we're gonna go into a side lunge with an arm lift. So meet in the center of your mat. We're gonna step out to the side, pushing our butt back, and then lifting our arms straight up. Bring it down, back to center. Opposite side, back to center, back to the right, center, to the left, center, right, center, left, center. Let's do that 2 more times on each side. Just getting a little bit of flexibility in those shoulders, in those hips. One more time, each side. Last time. Great job. All right, meeting back in the center of the mat, let's just take 1 step out to either side. Arms are gonna come to a T, and then we're gonna take our hand and touch the opposite foot. Just going side to side here, feeling some length building in your legs, some rotation in the body. Halfway through here. Five more seconds. Let's make sure we even out those sides. 3, 2, 1. All right, last little bit of the warm up. We're gonna meet back at the top of the mat, and this time we're just gonna take some body weight squats, going nice and slow. We wanna make sure we're pushing our butt back. Weight is through the entire foot, though most of it's gonna be in our heels. Making sure our feet are hip width apart and only going as low as what's comfortable. Making sure our knees aren't caving in here, so we don't want them going in. Make sure you push them out. We have 5, 3, 2, 1. Nice job. All right, let's take a flow before we get into our first set. For our first set, we're gonna be working our lower body and our shoulders specifically. Let's inhale, reach our arms up nice and high. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, plant your hands, take your flow. One more time. Tiptoe back to the top of the mat. Halfway lift. Forward fold. Reach, rise up. Forward fold. Halfway lift. Plant your hands, take your flow. Beautiful, yogis. From here, let's tiptoe back to the top of the mat. And we're actually gonna turn and face sideways just so that we can keep our feet fully on the mat here. Open those feet nice and wide and sink down. Feet should be out at about a 45-degree angle. From here, we're in Malasana. We're gonna lift up halfway until our chest is parallel to the floor and then lower back down. Let's start here in 3, 2, 1. Trying to sync breath with movement here. Inhale on the way up. exhale on the way down. Taking breaks when you need it, listening to your body. This move gets very intense in the thighs very quickly. You're halfway. If you ever need to take a break, you can always just stand straight up, shake those legs out a bit, and then come back even stronger. You only have 15 seconds. Try to get a couple more in. You're doing great, yogis. Keep it up. You have 5, 3, 2, 1. Great job. All right, let's shake out those legs. From here, we're gonna sink into a chair pose. So we'll meet at the top of the mat. You can have your toes touch, or you can open out those legs a little bit, just whatever feels more comfortable. Sinking the weight into the heels, we're gonna raise our weights up at a 90-degree angle. Bring them together, open them up, turn them down parallel to the floor, lift them up again. Let's begin here in 3, 2, 1. Making sure that those shoulders are back and down, and always the option to just stand straight up. Nice job, yogis. Keep it up. You're doing great. You're already halfway. Fifteen more seconds. You have 5, 3, 2, 1. Nice job. Go ahead and shake it out. All right, now we're gonna combine our shoulders and our low body into one movement. We're going to squat and then shoulder press. Squat and press. Let's meet here in 3, 2, 1. Making sure that on that press, we're not leaning back too much. This is gonna take a lot of work out of our shoulders and also pinch our low back. Nice job, yogis, you're halfway. Keep it up, keep pushing. You have 5 more seconds. Try to get 2 more in. 3, 2, 1. Nice job. Go ahead and shake out those shoulders. Shake out those arms. We're gonna go through that one more time here. So let's meet back in our malasana. Sink down. Again, feet pointed out at about a 45-degree angle. We're gonna lift and lower halfway in 3, 2, 1. Nice job, yogis. Breath with movement here. Listening to your body. You're making those thighs so strong. You're halfway. Again, taking that option to either hang out in malasana or standing straight up to shake it out if you need it. 10 more seconds. 3, 2, 1. Great job. All right, shake out those legs. Let's get back to that chair pose with that 90-degree elbow touch. Again, take or leave the weights. Let's sink back into chair. Arms coming up to that 90-degree. In, out, rotating down. In 3, 2, 1. Elbows in, elbows out. Rotate them down parallel to the floor here. Great job. We want to be in chair pose, but you always have the option to take that out. Really trying to squeeze those elbows together here as tight as possible. You're halfway here, keep it up. After this, we have that squat to shoulder press. Then we're gonna flow it out, take a quick reset and move on. You have less than 10. 3, 2, 1. Nice job. Shake out those shoulders. All right, let's grab our weights again. Something light to medium here. We have a squat to shoulder press in 3, 2, 1. Keep it up, yogis. You're doing great. You're halfway here. Check in with those knees. Let's make sure they're not caving in. $15 more seconds. You have 5, 3, 2, 1. Great job. Go ahead and drop those weights. Shake out those shoulders, shake out those legs. Let's meet back at the top of the mat. We're gonna flow it out and move on to our next set. So inhale, reach those arms up high. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, plant your hands. We're gonna flow it out. One more time. Tiptoe back to the top of the mat. Halfway lift. Forward fold. Reach rise up. Forward fold. Halfway lift. Plant your hands. Take your flow. All right. Let's tiptoe back to the top of the mat. For this next set, I would grab a little bit heavier of a weight here. We're gonna start with our right foot forward and our left foot back, meeting in crescent. And we have a bicep curl here for 1 minute. Let's go in 3, 2, 1. Going nice and slow with this bicep curl. Weights should come all the way up, all the way down. Shoulders nice and relaxed. Palms facing out. You're already halfway, yogi. Keep it up. More seconds. You have 5, 3, 2, 1. All right, let's switch legs with that crescent. Left foot forward, right foot back this time. Elbows nice and tight to the body. Hinge forward for a tricep kickback. In 3, 2, 1. Beautiful. Make sure that those arms aren't swinging back here. We want elbows nice and still. doing great. Let's try to pause at the top, slowly bring our way back down. We're halfway here. We have 10 more seconds, keep it up. 3, 2, 1. All right, go ahead and shake those legs out. For this next movement, we're actually gonna meet sitting down. Now, this move is a little bit more focused on our hip mobility and our hip flexor strength. We're gonna grab a weight and place it towards the right leg. So it's right next to my right leg right now. You can either have it laying down flat or up, just depending on how difficult you want it. And what we're gonna do is lift the leg over the weight and then back. We'll switch sides halfway through. In 3, 2, 1. Lift and lift. Now it's gonna be really easy to lean back here. Try to stay nice and upright, relaxing those shoulders. I know it's hard, it's not a muscle we usually work, at least not intentionally. Switching sides in 3, 2, 1. Just bring the weight over to your left side. Same thing, over, over. Nice job, halfway, and then we're gonna start back at the top one more time. You have 3, 2, 1. Beautiful job. All right, let's start back at the top here. Right foot forward, left foot back, heel popped here, feet on opposite tracks. We're gonna bicep curl. This time, palms are gonna face towards each other for a hammer curl. In 3, 2, 1. Relaxing those shoulders, curling nice and slow. Keep it up. All right, we're just about halfway. Let's make sure that that back heel is nice and lifted and sink a little bit deeper into this final crescent on this side. More seconds. You have 5, 3, 2, 1. All right, step that foot up. We're gonna switch sides once again. Left foot forward, right foot back. Elbows nice and tight to the body again. Hinge forward for tricep hip backs. In 3, 2, 1. Back heel lifted. Nice and slow with this tricep movement here. I've been waiting all my life for someone like you. You're doing great, yogis. Keep it up. I would watch the days go by, wasted in blue. I was out of use. Now every day, every night, every moment with you. I'm walking on air. All right, we're just about halfway. You have 15 seconds to go, and then we're gonna sit back down again. You have 5, 3, 2, 1. All right, shake out those legs. And then let's sit down back on the floor here, working into those hip flexors again. This time, let's start with a weight by our left leg, And we're just gonna lift, across, and over. Heel touching down on either side. And also trying not to go a little too fast with this. We wanna bring momentum out of a lot of these movements. That's what's gonna increase our strength overall. You have 5 more seconds on this side, and then we'll switch. 3, 2, 1. All right, switch sides. Let's start on this one in 3, 2, 1. Last time here. Great job, Yogi. You're halfway, 15 more seconds. Great job. All right, before we flow it out, let's open up those hip flexors just a bit because they're probably pretty tight. We'll sink into child's pose. Big toes to touch, opening up those knees, and then we're just gonna sink back. Stretching those arms forward. Giving our body just a little bit of love before we move on to our final set. Let's come back up to tabletop. We'll tuck the toes underneath, push the hips up high, and then we'll take a couple more flows before we move on. So let's tiptoe back to the top of the mat. Halfway lift, forward fold. Inhale, reach, rise up. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, plant your hands, take your flow. Always an option to skip flows. They're just there to reset us. That's all. One more time. Tiptoe back to the top of the mat. Halfway lift. Forward fold. Reach, rise up. Forward fold. Halfway lift. Plant your hands, take your flow. We're gonna meet in downward facing dog. Beautiful. From downward facing dog, you can just come down to your knees, and we're actually gonna roll over onto our left side first. So you're sitting on top of your left leg, your right leg is on top. We're gonna lift and lower. Lift and lower. Let's start here in 3, 2, 1. Now here, it's pretty important that we make sure that our foot is parallel to the floor. The more you turn it up, the more you're actually putting the exercise into your glutes as opposed to your outer hip muscle here. Nice job, nice and slow. Once you feel a little bit of shakiness in that leg, lower it very slowly. 3, 2, 1. All right, bend that leg, plant it behind you, and then we're gonna start lifting this bottom left leg. 3, 2, 1. Great job, yogis. We're halfway. Again, trying to get that foot as parallel to the floor as possible. I know it's hard, but just make an effort to do it. It'll make all the difference when it comes to strengthening your inner thigh muscle here. We have 3, 2, 1. All right, let's sit up into a tabletop. So hips on top of those knees, shoulders on top of the wrists. We're gonna straighten out our right leg, untucking the left, and then we're just gonna lift and lower. Let's meet here in 3, 2, 1. Lift, lower.
Coffee cups and
Lift,
cigarettes laying
lower.
around the room.
Making sure that, again, we're not kicking our leg up. We want to really squeeze at the top of this movement here. That's where we're going to isolate that glute. Over halfway.
So take me away.
We have 10 more seconds.
Some other place. Don't wanna wait.
3,
Oh, my
2,
Indian summer.
1.
Take me away.
All right. Now,
I ain't
from this
afraid.
tabletop position,
Calling your
we're
name.
gonna keep our right knee bent. We're gonna hug it in, send it up. Hug it in, send it up. Let's start here in 3, 2, 1.
Oh, my Indian summer.
Making sure that those hips are parallel to the floor. Your knee on the right side should almost touch the ground as you sweep it
We are
past.
green under the sun. We do our best to hide. Innocence fading away as we learn the truth, and we'll be
Nice job.
anything that we
You have 3,
wanna be.
2,
Gonna get what's
1.
coming
We're gonna pulse here.
anyway. So take me away.
90-degree bend.
Some other place.
We're only here for 15 seconds. You already have
Oh, my
5,
Indian summer.
4,
Take me
3,
away.
2,
I ain't
1.
afraid.
Go ahead and shake out those hips. We have one more movement on this side, and then we're gonna switch to the other side. So these are called fire hydrants for, I think, obvious reasons. What you're gonna do is from tabletop, we're just gonna lift up the leg and then lower. Open it up, lower it down. Now, the tendency with these is we're gonna try to crank our leg up as much as possible. Nope. This isn't about flexibility in the inner thigh muscle. This is about strength in the outer thigh muscle. So what that means is you want to just tighten that outer thigh muscle so much that your leg lifts off the ground. Let's start here in 3, 2, 1.
And we know what we do. We live on like an echo. Oh, so take me away.
It's a hard movement. And for a lot of us, we're maybe only going to raise a few inches off the ground. And that's okay. That's why we're doing this, to get better.
Take me away.
Halfway here.
I ain't afraid. Calling your name. Oh, my Indian summer.
You have 5, 3, 2, 1. All right. Go ahead and shake out those glutes a bit. Whatever works best for you, you can do here. We're gonna switch over to the opposite side. So this time, we're gonna lay down on our right side, and then we're gonna lift the top leg and then lower. Let's start here in 3, 2, 1. Lift and lower. Nice job, work halfway here. Making sure to go slow. A lot of times when we're working on strength movements, we try to go quick, thinking that more reps is going to build more strength. It's not always the case. We have 3, 2, 1. All right, lower that back leg and rest your, the sole of your foot on the mat, and then we're going to lift and lower that bottom leg. In 3, 2, 1. Nice job. Again, making sure to keep that foot parallel. Once we start angling it like this, we'll put a bunch of that muscle that we're trying to build right here onto that thigh. So let's just make sure we keep that foot parallel. We have 5 more seconds here. 3, 2, 1. Great job. All right, let's move back in that tabletop. So we're gonna go through the same sequence that we did before, just on the opposite leg. So if you did it on your left side last time, do it on your right. If you did it on your right side with me, do it on your left. Back in tabletop. Knees right below those hips, wrists right below those shoulders. Reaching that left leg out long. Let's just raise it up, lower it down. 3, 2, 1. Trying to make sure that gaze stays in front of those hands. Sometimes when we're tired, we tend to kind of crank our neck in, or maybe we overextend it. Don't put tension where you do not need it. We have 3, 2, 1. All right, 90-degree bend, hug it in, lift it up right away. 30 seconds here. It's not a long time, but boy, do those glutes start burning. Halfway here, yogis. Again, trying to see if you can get it so that that knee barely grazes the floor on the way down. That's a good indication that your hips are parallel here. We have 3, 2, 1. Pulse at the top. 1 inch up, 1 inch down. You have 5, 3, 2, 1. All right, shake out those hips. Let's go into the fire hydrants on the opposite side here. 3, 2, 1. You might notice that one side has a little bit more flexibility than the other. Totally normal. We have 5, 3, 2, 1. All right, let's shake out those glutes. And then we're just gonna take one final flow together, hit some core, and then we'll stretch a little bit. So let's meet back at the top of the mat. Inhale those arms up nice and high. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale to a halfway lift. Exhale, plant your hands and take your final flow. Beautiful, yogis. All right, let's just come down to our knees here. And the first thing that we're gonna do are Russian twists. So we're gonna grab either a light or medium weight. I'm gonna grab something light today. Plant your heels, and then we're gonna lean back until we feel core engagement. We're gonna twist to the right, back to center, twist to the left. Let's go here in 3, 2, 1. Now, sometimes you'll see that you or someone else maybe like to drop the weight to the side, all the way to the side. I don't usually suggest doing that purely just because you're using and twisting from your shoulders, where we want to be twisting from our low core instead. But do whatever feels best for your body, right? 15 more seconds. 3, 2, 1. All right, take that light to medium weight. We're gonna lay down on our back, lifting our feet. We're gonna plant those heels onto the ceiling. Weight comes up, leading with the chin and chest. We're gonna go into toe touches in 3, 2, 1. Great job, yogis. We're almost there, just a little bit more core work. You should feel this primarily in the top part of your core. If you feel any sort of pain or tightness in your neck, usually that means that you're leading with your neck, so just try to relax those shoulders. Easier said than done. You have 3, 2, 1. All right, ditch that weight. From here, we're gonna keep our legs lifted straight up. We're gonna lower them down one at a time, alternating sides in 3, 2, 1. Making sure that we're pushing our belly button towards the ground. As soon as we start to arch our back, especially in these core movements, what we're actually doing is we're relieving a lot of the work from our core and putting it into our hip flexors. So let's just tighten that core as much as possible, making sure that we're moving efficiently. You have 15 more seconds. After this, we have one more move and then we're gonna stretch. You have 5, 3, 2, 1. All right, just bend those legs to a 90-degree angle. We're gonna reach the same arm and leg out, working those obliques with these dead bugs in 3, 2, 1. Nice job, yogis. Last little bit here. Trying to connect breath with movement once again. You have 10 more seconds, that's it. 3, 2, 1. Hug those knees into your chest. You made it. Let's start out our stretch here today with a happy baby. So what we'll do is just raise our legs up, and you can grab either the inside or outside soles of the feet, and then we're just gonna pull them down to the floor. Back nice and flat, shoulders relaxed here. Option to take some ninja babies, straightening one leg and then the other, rocking side to side. Giving yourself some gratitude for working hard today. We'll be here for 10 more seconds. 3, 2, 1. Go ahead and let that go. We'll hug those knees into the chest, and let's just start rocking and rolling until we come up to a comfortable seat. Straighten those legs nice and long. Let's reach up on an inhale, and then on an exhale, fold over the legs. You can keep that head lifted. You can roll the back here. Whatever feels good. Flexing your feet is going to give you a little bit deeper of a stretch here in your calves, whereas pointing them might give you a deeper stretch in those shins. Three, 2, 1. All right, couple more stretches. Let's go back into a downward facing dog. We're going to come into half pigeon. I'll show you an option for on your back if this is just too much for you. We're gonna come to downward facing dog, lift up the right leg, and then drive the right knee towards right wrist. You should feel a stretch here in your outer hip muscle. If this is too much, you can take the option of lying on your back and then crossing your right ankle over right knee here. And if you need a little bit more than this, but maybe a little less than the full expression, go ahead and grab your hamstring here and just pull it in towards your chest. Plenty of options. Do what feels good for your body. With each exhale, maybe pulling a little bit closer, a little bit deeper into that stretch. You have 3, 2, 1. Go go ahead and let that go. Now from downward facing dog, you can either take the first option that I showed on the opposite side, or you can go back into that reclined pigeon. We'll be here for 30 seconds. Five more seconds here, yogis. 3, 2, 1. All right, go ahead and let that go. Shake out those legs however you need to. And then we'll just close this out with one final breath together. So just find a comfortable seat on your mat. And we're gonna take a nice big inhale and then sigh it out. Thank you so much for practicing with me today, and I hope to see you back on your mat soon.